Hey, this will be a video chart on ticker symbol MLGT. We'll take a look at the daily time frame. Before I get started, I would like to note to please check my disclaimer. So looking at this one, very nice little chart setup here, especially if history repeats itself. If it does indeed, then there's lots of potential that we're looking at here. But the good news also is it's pretty darn straightforward in terms of the setup and what sort of levels we want to watch and what sort of action we want to see. So let's first just talk about the previous history, and the previous history being the ability to bounce. Back here you can see that the price went through a decline, started to bottom out, and then right there it went on a very nice, very profitable bounce for those people that were, got shares down in this area and then rode them up like that. Now it'll sound like I'm repeating myself, but again, now the price is in a decline, and you can see here starting to head sideways again. Now it's just a matter of, do we see history repeat itself and have the bulls head back to the upside? And if they do start to head back to the upside, as you'll see as we go through the resistance levels, lots of upside potential, lots of room for the price to get moving, if it can break through key levels of resistance. And that leads right into our next point. It's very pretty straightforward in terms of what point and what is the important level of resistance on the chart. And that comes simply from the area we already talked about once. Over here you can see right down there at 0.0306. I'm curious to see low 0.030, 0.03. Alright, so best to just call it right there at 3 cents. You can see big history, literally 4 days in a row where the acted as support, and then that's where it bounced from. Basic technical analysis, when a support is broken, it becomes a resistance. So after this day here, this did become a level of resistance, but on that same token, this is now the level to watch and kind of use as the key breakout level. If we can start to come up here, not only is that going to confirm the bounce, meaning getting some bounce-ward action. Right now it's consolidating and going sideways, but in order to see if this is going to bounce, this level up here at 3 cents is a great level to be able to confirm that. Now, depending on your strategy, if you want to hop in before that and try to catch it before the break, that's totally on you. But from the charting perspective, 3 cents is important because it acts as, or really is a signal for two things. First is the signal that a bounce is underway, and then second is a signal of just a breakout. And when you have a very evident and very obvious level of support which is turned into a resistance, this is now a level where if the price can break up above it, it becomes a breakout point. So again, just to reiterate, first it just shows that the price is starting to bounce and that the bounce has some substantial strength behind it, and second, it's just a flat out breakout. So both things are obviously good and what we're looking for. Now with a break of 3 cents, what other potential areas of resistance are we looking at? Really nothing until up here, which is based off of the lows of these candles. Now I'll change that to red, and I want to just reiterate something. Don't use the eyeball test here where you look at the chart and see, well, geez, that's not much space. That's barely nothing. Look at the prices over here. We're talking about a stock that's sub 10 cents. So from 3 cents, which is where this resistance is, until this resistance up here at 0.043. Type that in a calculator. This is a nice percentage here just between these two resistances in and of itself. So again, don't use the eyeball test and think, well, that's not much potential. There's not very much space there. Keep in mind the price, and then run those calculations, and you'll see that the percentages add up very quickly on that. In terms of supports, the level of support that you want to see it continue to hold like it's been over the past few days is at 0.015, and then more short-term supports are right around the 0.02 area. You can see here intraday did drop a lot, but by the time the closing bell came around, price was right back up there and closed above it. So that's always an encouraging sign to see there too. But if history does start to repeat itself, let's see, here it was spent 4 days down around this resistance. Here it's been 3 days. So we'll see if we get any sort of upward action by the bulls, but it's always encouraging when a chart does have previous history that shows it can bounce, and when it does bounce, it can move big. So let's see what happens, and kind of grab some popcorn, and let's see what kind of Friday we get here. If there are any other questions on the chart, please let me know. If not, again, this was MLGT. Thanks for listening.